is Sheila E again from Tennessee. And we're going to try to do a little bit of live. I'm not sure I'll get all the way through it, but we're on here, okay? I've got me a pot of soup beans. I hardly ever eat soup beans, but I took a craving for some soup beans. And I hope you're watching this, Susan, because I have to bring you a bowl full. All right. So anyway, I've got my soup beans about cooked. I want to show you those. And I'm going to do some cornbread in a skillet. I'll show you my soup beans here. Don't them look good? Let me pull them up here where you can see them. Look at there. Look at there. That soup is so pretty and thick. And that's what I like. And I've got them on a low heat right now. So if you're on here, say hi. Tell me where you're watching from. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and grease my skillet. And I'm going to get ready to make my cornbread. And I usually make it with mayonnaise, but I'm going to put a little bit of buttermilk in it today. Now you don't have to. I'm going to use the skillet. I'm going to go ahead and turn my oven on. And we're going to do that about 450. All right. So we've got that preheating. We got anybody on there yet? I'm going to keep waiting a few minutes, but I'm going to go ahead and make my cornbread because here in Tennessee it's about 4:31, and I'm going to go ahead and put my shortening. And as you can see, I'm using butter Crisco for. Say hi to me if you're on there. I'm going to put you down a little bit to where you can see what I'm doing. We're going to have some soup beans, cornbread. Wilted lettuce and onions. Some people call it killed lettuce and onions. And then I'm going to do some Sslmon patties. And I hope you can see what I'm doing here. I've done showed them my soup beans. My soup beans have been cooking all morning on a slow. They're good and thick and ready to go. And that's a white bean and a pinto bean. So I usually cook the Great Northern beans, but just had a hankering today. If you're on there, say hi to me. Tell me where you're watching me from. I'm putting my shortening, and you can see I use a lot of shortening for my cornbread. I want my skillet greased good. Some people put their skillet on the stove line and let it get good and hot, and you can do that too. All right, so what I'm going to do is y'all have seen me make cornbread before. You know how I do it. So I put 2, and this is a half a cup. So I'm going to do, okay, that's going to probably be 1 cup right there, and that's going to be, I'm going to do a little bit more, and then I'm going to put a half of that. If you put 1 cup of flour, meal, self-rising white lily meal, you put half a cup of flour. So let me get that scoop out of there. So we put 2 scoops of the cornmeal, white lily cornmeal, and we're going to put 1 big scoop of flour, self-rising white lily flour. So there we got that. I'm going to put just a little bit of buttermilk in here today. I usually put water, but I'm going to put just a little buttermilk. Everybody talks about the buttermilk. My mama always used water. Like I said, we was growing up poor. So there's your half a cup of buttermilk, and then the rest of it's going to be water. But then my secret ingredient to my cornbread, and my cornbread is very, very good, delicious, is I add mayonnaise. What is mayonnaise? Mayonnaise is oil and eggs. So instead of adding eggs, I just go ahead and add mayonnaise. So that's about 1 big heaping spoonful of mayonnaise. That other jar was just about empty. And I'm going to set that over here out of the way. So if you have any questions or anything, go ahead and pop on there and tell me where you're watching from. Ask me your questions. I'll try to get to it. All right, so we've got this, and then I'm going to get a cup of water. And I usually just put water in it till it's almost like cake mixture. Okay, say hi to me. Tell me where you're watching me from. We're having some soup beans, cornbread, wilted lettuce, or what some people call killed lettuce. And we're going to do some salmon patties. I'm going to put onions in part of the salmon patties, and part of them I'm not. So that was 1 cup of water and a half a cup of buttermilk. We're going to put this second cup of water in there. And it had 1 heaping tablespoon of mayonnaise. And you want to put 2, if you're putting 1 big cup of meal, self-rising meal, you'll put a half a cup of flour. If you put 2 cups of meal, you'll put 1 cup of flour. That's how you keep your cornbread. That's how you know if your cornbread's evened out. So this is the way we've always made it all my life. That's the way my mama and my grandmother made it. So I'm gonna put you down here just a little bit further so you can see it. You see this consistency here? That's 2 scoops of meal, 1 scoop of flour, about a half a cup of buttermilk, and it looks like it's going to take about 2.5 cups of water, because that's pretty good right there. All right, if you got any friends that would like to watch, tell them to get on there. We're fixing to do some killed lettuce and onions. So you see my skillet here. I've got my oven preheated to 450 degrees. I'm putting my cornbread mixture in here. And that Crisco, butter Crisco, gives it a real good crust. My husband loves that crust on there. I hope some of my people that are already on my friends, on my YouTube friends, pop on there and watch me. They may be doing a live of their own or a video. So anyway, we've got that. And I'm going to set that over here. And I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven. I'm going to put this in the oven. It's preheated to 450 degrees. I'm putting it on the bottom rack. I'm not going to time it. I can time it for you guys. I'm going to say it's going to take about 30 minutes at 450 degrees. So we got that going. So now our next thing, we put this buttermilk up. I'm going to put my cutting board over here and get my lettuce ready. Hey Anita, what are you cooking with? Andrea, hi. Mom just wanted to say hi from Nevada. Hello, how are you? Hello Anita, and hello Andrea. All right, so I don't know. I guess people in Nevada eat this. All right, I'm sorry about that, guys. Somebody was calling in there. I hate that. It just sort of about knocked us out fire, didn't it? All right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my lettuce. I want to show you my lettuce, so I'm going to turn you around here. And we're going to put some then we're going to put some olive oil for my lettuce in a skillet and get it hot. So anyway, I've got my pan here, and I bought this lettuce, and it's leaf lettuce. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this off right here. That's stalk. And I'm going to go through these leaves right here, and I'm looking at these leaves. And I'm going to put a little bit of salt in this water, and I'm going to look this and wash these leaves pretty good. Is there anybody else on there? Okay. I'm just going to look this lettuce as I go. It's pretty leaf lettuce. I bought it at the grocery store. Just called leaf lettuce. It's not romaine lettuce. It's leaf lettuce. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get this ready to go into. Some people pour the hot grease over the cut up lettuce, and some people just do it like I'm going to do it. All right. Hey Anita, you still on there? It's not showing me. So what I'm going to do now that I've got that in there, I'm going to set my calendar over here. I know Anita knows how to do this. And I'm going to put me some salt in this water. And if there's any bugs or anything on this lettuce, it'll bring them off. All right, can you see that, guys? I just want to get it ready because the next thing I'm going to do is my salmon patties. Alright, I'm just putting some salt in there. It's showing me that I don't have any viewers. I don't know if I do or not. I'd like to get some viewers on there, so I hate to have to go back to Facebook and do it because I can't share it. But I can share this one, I think. Alright, so what I'm doing now is just washing this lettuce good. I'm going to go through this, looking at each leaf, and I'm putting it in my calendar to dry off. I didn't text anybody to let them know I was doing a live, but it will be on a recording. If you don't get to watch me on the live, you can watch me on the record. You can also ask me the questions after it's on the video. You can ask me questions and I can still go back to them and answer them. So what you want to do is make sure your lettuce leaves are pretty and clean. No bugs or no dirt on them. This is just leaf lettuce like you would grow in your garden or in the south. But right now, leaf lettuce is all grown. No, this is coming from somewhere else. Hey, Anita, you still on there? Anybody on there? I know, Andrea, are you still on there? Because it looked like it, when the phone rang, it must have cut everybody off. It's still saying I'm live. Okay, I'm waiting some few minutes. Maybe we'll get a few on there, maybe we won't. You know, I'm not famous. I don't want to be famous. I just want to share some of my cooking techniques with some of my friends across the U.S. And I see a bad piece on that piece of lettuce, so I tore it off. Okay. So again, I'm just washing it in salt water, making sure there's no bugs or any dirt on it. You want to make sure your lettuce is clean. Anytime you get vegetables or fruits, you want to make sure you want to wash them. Somebody asked me this morning how country was I, and I said I'm about as country as you can get. Alright. So if I don't get anybody on YouTube here in the next few minutes, I may go to Facebook, but then I can't save it so my YouTube people can see it, but I'll just probably just stay right here. Alright, now we've got this lettuce washed, and I'm going to let that drain, and then I'm going to put it on a cutting board and cut it up. And I've got an onion or two my husband got out of the garden that was left over. I don't see nobody on there. I guess nobody loves me. Ain't that pitiful? Alright. Alright, I'm going to wash this out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this drain a little bit, and I'm going to put a napkin on there, and then I'm going to cut it up. I'll let you watch me cut it up, okay? Alright. Got anybody on there? No? Okay. It's okay. We'll still do it. Me and Mom just wanted to say hi from Nevada. That's so sweet. I think that's so sweet. You and your mama. I lost my mama in 2006. I missed her so bad. She's had a lot to do with me knowing how to cook. Okay, so what I'm doing, I don't know if you can see, I've got my cutting board here, and what I'm doing is I'm just drying and pushing that water out of my lettuce. And like I said, you can get this lettuce at your grocery store. I'm going to get my big bowl over here. Set my shortening over there. Because I'm not going to wilt this right yet. I'm going to wait a few minutes. I'm going to get my salmon patties and my cornbread done. Alright, if you're on here, say hi. I hate to have to go to... Alright. So what I'm going to do, this looks like it's pretty dry. This will go to a video. Of course, everybody can watch it after, you know, after the live. It doesn't matter. I just like having people ask questions, you know, if they have any questions. Okay. All right. So it's about supper time. Everybody's probably eating supper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this lettuce up. Okay, you see that? I'm just getting it together and cutting it up. I love lettuce and onions, especially wilted lettuce and onions. I know a lot of people may be still at work too. Some people don't get out till about 5. And I'm cutting it up, not real fine, but I'm cutting it up for bite-sized pieces. All right, I'm gonna put a napkin down in here, and I'm gonna put that right on top of that till it can drain some more, because you want your lettuce dry, especially when you're using hot grease on it. Yeah, if you don't see me live, you can watch it on the video. Okay, so I do have some onions already cut up, and I'm thinking about just going ahead and using those. I got these at the grocery store too. Okay. And these have been washed. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. Oh, but just a little bit. I'm going to save them for, let me put that over here. I'm going to save them for my salmon patties, okay? So I'm going to move this board out of the way and I'll rinse it off. Let me see. Come here, Jason. I'll put you on my live. My nephew come in here. I'll let him say hi to you. We're doing, I know you called me, but I couldn't get you. Say, this is my nephew, Jason. He's gonna say hi to y'all. It's my country bumpkin nephew. We're having soup, beans, cornbread, wilted lettuce, and some salmon patties. So I'm just gonna put this up, guys. All right, we got anybody on? Yeah. Anybody got any questions? Okay. All right, we're going to leave this to the side now until I get my salmon patties done. Then we're going to put that in a hot olive oil grease. So I'll put that to the side. And my salmon patties. And my salmon patties. We have anybody new on there? Some people take the bone. It's a little tiny bone that's in these salmon patties. Some people take it out. I heard that was part of the best calcium you could get. So I usually take my hands and I wash my hands. I know there's some ladies that can't stand that, but anyway, I wash my hands good and I get down in that and I find the bones. If I want to take them out, I take them out, and if I don't, I just crush them up. All right. Here's my grandson. That's my grandson. Say hi, grandson. It's my oldest grandson. He just barely peeped in there, didn't he? There we go.
Love
All
you,
right,
man.
I love you, honey. Are you leaving?
Yep.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll send you some food tomorrow, baby.
All right.
All right, may the Lord be with you and keep you safe. All right. So, anyway, that's going to be 1 can of salmon. And let me show you how I do my salmon, guys. I'm going to go ahead and put me some Crisco, and then I use a little bit of olive oil in my skillet too. But I'm going to do this 1 can at a time, guys, okay? So that you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to put my meal and flour. I put meal and flour. I put a little bit of each. Let me help you can see. You see it? Okay, so I've got my 1 can of salmon. And I'm going to put a scoop of meal. That's half a cup. Let's see. That's 1/3 cup. And then we're going to do another scoop, and we're going to do it in flour. And like I said, I do use self-rising flour and self-rising cornmeal. So we're going to do about a little bit more than that. So I may need some more meal, so I'm going to leave it right here. Check on my cornbread. Cornbread's looking good. And then, guys, what I do is I put an egg in it. So I'm going to get my egg beaters. Let's see, welcome to live chat. Okay. I'm going to put just probably, I've got my cup here that I had my water in. I'm going to probably put probably 1/3 of that cup of egg beaters in here. I can always add more if I need to. So I'm going to wash my hands good. And I'm going to get in there to see if I can crush up those little pieces of bone. And this was called Blacktop Premium Wild Alaskan Salmon. And then I've got another one that's called Double Q, and that's the one I usually use all the time. Now this one here, I may just go ahead and put, and you want your mixture kindly thick because you're going to make patties out of it. I'm going to go ahead and turn that stove on there. And I'm going to put just a little bit more egg in that because it's a little bit dry. That's probably about another 1/3 of a cup. So we'll say maybe 2/3 cup. And that's beginning to look like I want it to look. See, guys? And I'm feeling for bone. And if I feel a bone, I crush it up or I take it out. Because that is just pure calcium. Okay, I felt 2 or 3. And I've just crushed them up into that mixture. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to put a little olive oil in this skillet with this Crisco butter. All right. Hope you can see what I'm doing there. I'm going to get you up here where you can see. Okay, hope you can see that, guys. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start making little patties. Little salmon patties. You want to mix your mixture up really good to where your egg, your meal, and your flour is combined really good. So you can take a spoonful too and do it. And then I pat it out. And then I put it in this skillet. So I want you to see that. And you can make them any size you want to. I bet your mama can cook, Andrea. I bet she's a good cook. Now the next can of salmon I'm going to do is I'm going to add the green onion to it. And I'm going to see how that turns out. I know a lot of people say they put diced onion. in it, but I thought, well, I'll try that green onion since we are doing a lettuce and onion. And these fry pretty fast, so you have to get on it. I made a banana pumpkin bread this morning with pecans and a little bit of cream cheese powdered sugar glaze. I want to tell my new viewers I appreciate you so much. A lot of people don't get time to watch them till the nighttime time they get home from work and get everybody fed, and then they can sit down and watch them a minute. And you know, salmon's really good for you. So I'm going to try to make this 2 little ones here. So now that was 1 can, and it was 1 cup of meal and a half a cup of flour. So we've got these on frying, and I'm gonna get my other skillet. I'm gonna go ahead and do my other stuff and get it ready. While you're watching. Now we're going to do the same thing. We're not anybody watching at all. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing with this other can. And I'll probably just set them aside and fry them in that same skillet because I want to go ahead and get my lettuce and onions, get them wilted too. And you put juice and all. This is a double Q can of salmon. And I'm going to put, this is a half a cup thing. So I'm going to put one half a cup in that. And then I'm going to do half a cup of flour. And then I'm going to do about 1/3 of a cup, 2/3 cup of egg beaters. It's not showing me anybody's on here. If you're on here, guys, say hi. Tell me where you're watching me from. I appreciate everyone. So we have got another can of salmon. We've got a half a cup. We've got half a cup of self-rising meal, half a cup of self-rising flour, and we have 2/3 cup of egg beaters. And I'm going to add this onion to it. And that's already chopped up green onion that I bought at the store. So now I'm going to take my hands, get in here and see if I can find any of those bones. I may have to put some more egg beaters in there. We'll know here in a few minutes. I'm going to put a little bit more meal and flour. Put a little bit more meal. I think I've got enough flour. Alright, we're going to put just a little bit more meal. And then we're going to let these set to the side while I do my lettuce, my wilted lettuce. At least if I do this one on YouTube, then I can share it to Facebook. I can't share it. If I do on Facebook, I can't share it to YouTube. And I didn't know that. So, anyway, it is what it is. We'll put just a tap more egg since I put more meal. And this one's got the green onion in it. And I don't put any salt or pepper or anything. This salmon's got enough salt in it. So we're going to set this to the side, and I'm going to wash my hands and watch this here, and I'm going to check my cornbread, okay? put this back over here out of the way. I'm gonna check my cornbread, guys. Okay, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to it. Okay. Can y'all see me? Okay. Let me go off here and then I'll come back on with this live, okay?